they also wage class war. The difference between this channel and others focus on mostly deeply on serious shit. At least me, I can say I focus on the class war, foreign policy, state violence. And I want you guys to understand that Eric Adams is the most loyal class warrior that the oligarchy has. So this clip was floating around, but since this is our Eric Adams this video, I want to include it because I want to show you guys the mindset of people like Eric Adams. So if you believe that the Democratic Party are our closest ally, you are deeply mistaken. You are deeply mistaken. So I'm going to let the clip speak for itself, and we're going to break down and analyze it. But I hope it doesn't take too long because there's much to analyze in this clip.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So give me a second to set this up, and I want you guys to see the mindset, and I'm going to explain the role that Eric Adams is playing. Yeah, Sabby already knows the clip I'm about to play, but check this out, guys.
Okay, I'll get that up there.
If my businesses are sharing with their employees, you are part of the ecosystem of this city. My low-skilled workers, my cooks, my dishwashers, my messengers, my shoe shine people, those who work in Dunkin' Donuts, they don't have the academic skills to sit in a corner office. They need this. We are in this together system of this city. My low-skilled workers, my cooks, my city, my low-skilled workers.
Just terrible.
Where do I even start? Where do I even start? For one, this is what I do. Point out these hypocrisies. Isn't it funny how when you had Donald Trump in charge, these people was essential workers. They was heroes. Now they are low-skilled workers. They are low-skilled workers. And I want you guys to understand.
But why do you have to be titled that? Just a side question. Just think about that. Why can't you just say workers? Just think about, why does capitalism has to label a worker low skill? What does that do? What does the reference low skill do for the discussion?
It's funny that you ask. It's funny that you ask. Because once again, this is an anti-capitalist channel. I hear the debunk this propaganda. There is no such thing as a low-skilled worker, guys. Period. Amen. Either these people are essential or they're not. The quality and value of a worker is the quality and value that they bring to their community and the revenue that they raise, right? So the concept that you have low-skilled workers in a service-based economy like the United States is absurd. So you have workers that can create enough wealth to create billionaires. You have retail workers that can create the wealth of the Walton family, but they are low-skilled workers. How are you low-skilled but you creating that much revenue? They are not low-skilled. What they do is extremely important. It's just that our ruling class, the capitalist class, steals their labor value. That is what it is. So why is Eric Adams calling them low-skilled workers? Because I told you, there is no more loyal dog to the oligarchy than Eric Adams. So
you just answered your question.
Yeah.
You answered your question. You answered your question by saying they steal wealth. You got to have a reason. If you call them low-skilled workers, guess what everybody else is okay with you doing to them? Paying them a little money because they're low-skilled. Capitalism is so sinister. And any way it can save money, they don't care. Sexism, racism, underpaying, they don't care, because a saved dollar is a saved dollar. The result of it is irrelevant. So it's a psychological, it's a propaganda game to get people to just think about that. You've gotten Americans to be okay with being paid $7.25. You know the level of propaganda, Nick, that you have to be under for you to be okay with being paid $7.25 an hour for multiple years. Do you understand the level oh, well, I don't deserve more money because if I deserve more money, they got to raise their prices. It's going to eat into their profits, and that's going to raise their prices. It's all internalizing why you shouldn't be made more. Oh, I'm a low skilled. It says low skilled. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do almost any job because you're trained on any job, unless you're talking about something like the medical field that requires certain steps that you do have to learn. But you're talking about a business marketing, there ain't no certain business steps you learn. You go, they're going to teach you over there. So it's a way of demoralizing people enough to where they're okay with being paid that. Because if you call them a low-skilled worker, then they're okay with being paid low. But the problem is they made the problem with trying to get those low-skilled workers to go out and risk their lives. What they did was try to propagandize them and pump them up. Oh, you're essential. And then that woke them up a little bit, Nick. Now they're realizing, yeah, I am essential, and I do need to get paid more than this little bit of money that you're paying me. And I think that's part of, I know I'm jumping around, but that's part of Great Resignation. All of these things are interlinked. So that's why I kind of jump around. But go ahead, Nick.
I'm so glad I found this clip. I can't believe I found it. So check this out, guys. Just for the people who believe that there's such thing as a low-skilled worker, check this out. This worker earns $1.86 per 60 bundle of radishes. Look at check this out. I can't do this shit. Look at this. Look at the skill, precision, and efficiency that this takes. And also consider the physical requirement that this requires for you to do this all day.
Let me explain. Let me just say, because this is giving me a mood of slavery, picking cotton. This is what I'm feeling here. It stems from that. It's that physical work, slavery. That's low skill. You like what? Like the white supremacy is about like low skill. You're just low skilled. Okay, you're just doing physical work. Anybody could do that. What I do, which is managing all of you, that's where the big money's supposed to come, right? Go ahead, Nick. It's so ridiculous.
I love that point.
Ridiculous.
I love that point, man. Cause look at this work. Look at what this work and requires, right? And then these same right wingers, like we came out video in favor of open borders because I challenge these motherfuckers. These same people have the nerve to say that we shouldn't have these people around, as if these fucking lazy, spoiled, rotten, boogie motherfuckers gonna do this job.
Right.
Do you really think that these fucking people in the Hamptons,
not.
these white
Absolutely not.
these fucking conservative motherfuckers who hate immigrants, do they really think that we're gonna have people do this shit? These people are experts at what they do.
That's easily a $50 50 an hour job. That's easily a 5 hour. That's easily $50 an hour for the labor they're doing. That is skill in order to pick at that pace so that you are able to make money. And I bet she's picking at that pace because she's been conditioned to pick at that pace to make sure that she can maximize all the money, just like what they did in slavery, Nick. You know what they used to do? The person who could pick the most cotton, you put him up there. Anybody who's not matching that motherfucker picking gonna get his ass beat. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do. Put the one who's picking the cotton the most, put him up there, and you tell everybody else, you go slower than him, you're going to be in trouble. It's the same concept, and that's why I was getting reminiscent of slavery as I'm seeing that video. It's like, it's that, and it comes from slavery. You got to understand, American capitalism's template is slavery. That is the best capitalism they've ever experienced. You understand? Because you're paying zero. What do you want labor cost to be? The lowest it's be because, not because, but the lowest it can be. And what is the lowest for slavery was? It was zero. So they're always reaching towards that and the production of that, maximizing every inch you're doing. This second, if you turn around, you better have something in your hand and be productive. If you're moving this way, you go in the bathroom, you got to be productive. I've heard Amazon, you're peeing at your station in Amazon? You have peace stations have you heard this, Nick?
Yeah.
Where it's like a cup or a bowl or something.
Status Quo did a good job reporting on this, man.
It's the same concept of slavery. It's the same concept. That's where they're getting this productivity from. That's where they're getting the concept about how to be so productive is from the concept of slavery. It's from the experience of slavery and what it did. Go ahead.
No, that just we can look at this amazing field worker, but it'll extend even more than that, guys. Because this is the last argument I'm making. We can start wrapping up because I want to expose the deeply unserious logic of capitalists and why people like Eric Adams use the term like low skilled workers, right? So there's this term that capitalists made popular and people use it all the time. And when I see people use it, I can tell that they did not decolonize their mind. When I see people use this term, I'm like, your mind is colonized as fuck. When people think that people that work at Burger King and McDonald's are just burger flippers. You hear that term? People are like, oh, he's just a burger flipper. You think that burger flipper deserves a living wage? You think that burger flipper deserves $30 an hour? In fact, since you asked, I think they do. Because I can take your ideology and I can explain why using your ideology. So let's think about what these people do. I already explained the fact that if you work at McDonald's, you're a worker for a massively profitable company. So the fact that your work alone brings revenue means that your work is valuable, right?
Right.
But also, what these people, what capitalists will argue, they will say, "Oh, we pay doctors a lot of money because with doctors, they are extremely important to society. That's why we pay doctors a lot. Lawyers, we pay lawyers a lot because they're extremely important to society. But if you are a burger flipper, you are extremely important to society as well. Because think about what you do. Because I used to be part of the capitalist machine. I used to sell cars for a living, for example. So what do you do around 12 to 1 o'clock every single fucking day? If you're a productive worker, you going in and you are feeding yourself, you're providing yourself energy so you can continue to be productive per day. So if you are a quote unquote burger flipper, imagine how many workers you are feeding per day. Especially imagine if you work at a busy McDonald's. Like there's a busy area like in Overland Park where I used to work at. Business is booming over there. I know, because I used to wait in these long ass lines to get my lunch. So I don't even know the number. Like imagine how many hundreds of people that these workers are serving every day. These people serve lawyers. These people serve accountants. These people serve people who then take the energy and the convenience of them not, because they don't have to cook. Since they don't have to cook, they can quickly feed themselves. Now they can get back to work because of the burger flipper. So the burger flipper has an extremely valuable role in a capitalist society that demands production because he is feeding you motherfuckers.
Right, so, but what are they downplaying again in that? Physical labor. And again, that it stems back from slavery, physical labor, not dumbing down, but not valuing that, saying anybody can do it. Look at these niggers are doing it. So anybody can do it, devaluing. So it's from the beginning, devaluing that. Go ahead.
Let's explore that. And I also wanted to bring that up. I'm glad you mentioned that as well. Because once again, this is a process that took me a very long time, decolonizing your mind, right? There's also another capitalist flawed logic that's not even true. So even if they acknowledge that these people are important to society, that they bring revenue, what's their next go-to? Oh, they shouldn't be paid that much because there's not value in that work because anyone can do it. Anyone can be a McDonald's burger flipper. That is not true, and it has never been true. Everyone can be hired as a burger flipper. You most likely will be able to get hired. Your ability to get hired does not mean you can do the job. Being a professional, quote unquote, burger flipper is something that most people cannot do. It's a giant reason why turnover rate's so high. The physical demands eventually breaks people.
I've done it. And I only lasted a couple of days. And like I said, not everybody can do it. I couldn't do it, and I didn't want to do it, and I got out of there. But I'm going back to it again. It's just a devaluing of labor because you're pointing out everybody can't do that. Everybody just can't stand on their feet with this hot thing in their face. Everybody can't do that. Grease popping up and you're flipping burgers. And it's on a timer. You have to going in and out. So you have to be quick. Not everybody can do that. What they're meaning to say is this is physical work that we don't value.